Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of POVincent. Before I get to review, a couple things. One, I'm sorry this review is so late. I was sick all last week. I'm feeling better now, so I'm getting on to this review. Secondly, I'm going to be doing this review assuming that you've seen the first Blade Runner movie. That way I don't have to go over all the terminology again. That'll just take up so much time in the video. But if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's kind of a big film. But with that said, here is my review of Blade Runner 2049. The story revolves around Kay, a replicant who is himself a Blade Runner, and uncovers a mystery that will change the world view of replicants forever. So this story carries over a lot of themes from the first one, asking the questions, what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be alive? What does it have a soul? All that stuff, all the kind of existential questions that the movie brings up. And with this one, it brings about through the plot of the film, in which case we find out that one of the replicants may have given birth to a child. And replicants aren't supposed to be able to capable of such a thing. So that really makes things kind of interesting because it's the next level. It's the movie's taking things to the next level with replicants as to what qualifies them as being alive or what they're actually truly capable of. And I really enjoyed that. The pacing throughout the movie is also really good. Things maintained nicely, which that can really kill a movie. When the pacing's off, the flow of events, I hate that. But the pacing is consistent. Another thing that's consistent is the tone of the film, which is also carried over from the previous film. There's that bleakness because we are in a dystopian future. However, there's also an undertone of kind of like hope and light because this replicant child, who basically replicant Jesus, the Messiah of replicants, yeah, that brings this whole other level. Like things could be changing in the future, which is not a bad thing because once again we're in a dystopian future. Let's move on to characters, with our main character Kay, played by Ryan Gosling. Like I said, Kay is a replicant, but he's also a blader. So that's right off the bat a replicant that hunts down other replicants. That's kind of interesting there. Um, and when he starts to uncover this mystery more and more, he realizes, okay, a replicant has given birth to a child. We're not supposed to be capable of that. That's really throws you for a loop. Because the thing is about it, he's accepted where his place in the world. He's a replicant. Humans are his masters. He does what he's told. Doesn't create a fuss. None of that. But then he finds out about this kid, and of course, it starts to bring around the existential questions about yourself. He questions who he is, his actual place in the world. And I think a lot of this does also come from the fact from his girlfriend when he starts to question stuff. His girlfriend is played by Ana de Armas, and her name is Joy. The thing about Joy is she's actually even less real than what people would say the replicants are, because she's not a replicant, she's not a human, she's a holographic projection. She's basically an app designed to help lonely people. And you can see that Kay himself is a lonely person. But the thing is, he doesn't treat her like she's less than him. To him, she is real, just as real as he is, basically. And he does seem to genuinely love her. And she, even though she's basically an advanced app, she does generally seem to love him. So it brings up more questions about what is real, what is a human, blah, 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 blah. But I think what really helps the overall performance, especially in the relationship, is Ryan Gosling. Because even though his character isn't very expressive, he has this subtlety to his performance where you can see some of the emotions bleeding through. And you can see who he is deep down inside, that he's more than just this attack dog for the LAPD. Next, we'll move on to the character Neander Wallace, played by Jared Leto. Wallace is the new guy who runs the company that makes all the replicants. And he, his character, I have a little bit of some problems with. Not a performance, Jared Leto. I thought he did fine. He did the character well enough. It's just that this character Wallace, he is Mr. God Complex. He is Alpha and Omega. The replicants are his angels that he sends out into the world. Blah, blah, blah. He speaks in a very lofty manner and very poetic at times, like he's writing a new Bible or something. I mean, I would expect a character like that to have a God complex. I don't mind that, but sometimes he gets a little too much like, okay, we get it. We get it. Give her and take her of life. We get it. From Wallace, let's move on to Love, played by Sylvia Hoeks. Love is Wallace's right-hand replicant woman, which is interesting. She's a replicant, but basically she's second in command at the company. She takes care of a lot of things. I'm talking about a lot. I mean, replicants seem to have a lot of duties in this world. Um, and she does whatever Wallace tells her to do. If he wants something stolen, she'll steal it. If he wants somebody kidnapped, she kidnaps him. If he wants somebody dead, she'll kill him. Or hell, she'll just kill him just because it's getting in the way of doing one of the other things she's trying to accomplish. She's cold and ruthless at times. I mean, seriously, she does not hold back. But you can tell that she's doing all this because she's deathly afraid of Wallace. He is the god of her world, and failure is not an option for her. I mean, she'd probably have a panic attack if she ever did fail. So yeah, well played by Sylvia Hoeks. I enjoyed the character. Not a huge, super awesome villain, but a serviceable villain for her role because technically she is basically a higher up henchman. Finally, of course, we got to talk about Harrison Ford as he returns as Deckard. I can't talk a lot about this character without giving away spoilers because he's returning from the old film. He does play a big part in this. But Deckard, basically, he's just a kind of a grizzled old man right now. He's out hiding away from the world because of what he did in the last film. He's still in hiding. But unlike in the previous film, he gives a damn. He cares. In the previous film, he was pretty cold and kind of like rude to people in a way. But this time around, no, he gives a damn. So of course, it's a Blade Runner movie. Got to talk about special effects. The first Blade Runner movie had dazzling special effects. They were beautiful, and I personally think a lot of them still hold up today, especially since it was mostly all model work, from what I remember, because this is before CGI. So unless there was some kind of puppetry or something, I just remember the models, and they look fantastic. You rewatch that movie today, it still looks good. This movie, yes, of course, it has a ton of CGI, but the CGI looks good. The CGI is never fake and takes me out of the movie. Not the best CGI I've seen, but still really good. It served its purpose in the film. It never made me go, oh, it looks so fake. Oh, damn it. No, it does well. And it also helps with the fact that there are some practical effects. All the sets are real sets. You never feel like they're on a CGI soundstage or something, green screen soundstage, I guess I should say. But yeah, no, that combination of having them really in an office, in a building, in a junkyard, wherever the hell they are, and then using the CGI to highlight certain points. It helps a lot, and just really pulls you more into the world of Blade Runner. So, guys, would I recommend you go see Blade Runner 2049, or would I recommend you get a skip? Well, you may have guessed it already. Yes, go see this movie. I think it's really good. I will say that even it's really good. It gives me everything I want, but it doesn't give me that more factor. I felt like there was like something more to really make it grand and epic for me. But it's still really good. I mean, I have very few complaints about the film. Only the biggest one is like Wallace as a character. Once again, not a horrible villain or nothing. He just gets a little too lofty and grand, and whatever for my taste. Uh, but yeah, no, the movie's really good. And for anybody wondering how I feel that stacks up to the original film, honestly, I enjoy Blade Runner 2049 more than I do the original Blade Runner. However, admittedly, I'm not a huge fan of the original Blade Runner. I know. Calm down. I know it's like one of those movies that you're not supposed to say anything bad about. But I just have my problems with that film. I don't think it's a horrible film. Like I said, special effects are great. There's good actors in it. But I do have one or two problems about it, which maybe I'll go over in a later video. But yeah, so Blade Runner 2049, good movie. I recommend you go check it out. Well, anyway, guys, that is my review of Blade Runner 2049. What is your point of view of it? Tell me down in the comments. Let me know. If you enjoyed this video, leave me an upvote. And if you want to see more of my videos, please click that follow button because I have movie reviews coming out every week. But until next time, guys, I want to thank you for viewing things through my perspective.